Hey Vault Dwellers, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. In my entire time playing the Fallout series, I've always avoided the use of chems in the fear of the debuffs of addiction and having to find a way to remove it. This carried over to Fallout 76, where although there were weapons that gave additional damage if you had addictions, I still avoided it like the plague. Right now though, there are two main metas in Fallout 76, Bloodied and Junkies. So you're either dealing significantly more damage compared to others, or you're not. My very good friend Asianspy and I have collaborated again and have put together this Junkie Build video where it doesn't require you to be at low health, you won't fear anybody and actually instigate duels, and essentially never have to change your perk cards whether you're doing PVE or PVP. Let's get started. Before we talk about the perk cards, there are three main parts that are critical to making a junkie build successful. Being addicted to certain chems, having junkie traded weapons, and having mutations. When it comes to chems, you want to become addicted to the ones that will give you -1 debuffs and as little as possible. We want to avoid any chems that give debuffs to damage resistance because that'll make us less tanky. So that means we want to be addicted to Buff Out, Daddy-O, Day Tripper, Mentats, and Overdrive specifically. To become addicted, you'll need to use the same chem 5 to 10 times in a row. Sometimes this will require you to relog to be successful. Just because you're addicted to many chems doesn't mean you're using them all on a consistent basis. Spy has addictions of Daddy-O and Day Tripper mainly for the passive damage bonuses from the junkie traded weapons. We'll use Buff Out all the time whenever we're overburdened so we can fast travel again. We'll use Overdrive for an added damage boost, and Mentats are like gold as everyone in PvP these days are using Stealth Boys. And because of this, Grape Mentats become even more valuable because they cause all players, even those using Stealth Boys, to glow, making it easier to shoot at them. You'll want to look out for chems like Excel, which provide +2 to your special, so they balance out all the negatives from your addictions. The Herd Mentality mutation is also great because it provides +2 to all your special when you're in a party. Once again, this is a great time to join Asianspy's Discord to find some great people to make friends with and never be alone in the Wasteland. The next topic we'll cover are junkie traded weapons. The great thing about this build is that you can use any weapon you prefer so long as it has the junkie traits. Asianspy is using a rifle commando build and is showing us his 3 main go-to weapons. Each addiction we have increases our damage by 10%, so by having our 5 drug addictions as previously stated, we've increased our DPS by 50%. When it comes to mutations, as you can see, you'll benefit from nearly every single mutation. We'd like to highlight the Eagle Eye mutation though, which will give us a 25% increased crit damage, which is important for both PvE and PvP. While you may not want to take the healing factor mutation due to the decreased chem effect, having the increased health regeneration will help you save on stim packs during PvE. As stated before, one of the benefits of the junkie build is not having to switch out perk cards often. These are the perk cards we'd recommend for PvE, and with a few small modifications, this is what it will look like for PvP. Looking at the PvE build, we have 3 points in Traveling Pharmacy because we'll be carrying around all of our chems, essentially, hopefully around 50 super stim packs, which are great in PvP. In Perception, we have 15 points, and because we're using rifles, we have maxed out perk cards in Master Commando, Tank Killer, Commando, and Expert Commando. We will be using VATs very often, getting headshots, so we will have maxed out concentrated fire. We have 8 points in endurance, maxed adamantium skeleton, which is good for both PvE and PvP. Since we're using chems often, we have a maxed out Chem Fiend perk card to increase the duration. Speaking of increased chem duration, it is very important to locate a Brotherhood of Steel heavy combat chest piece with a biochem mesh chest mod, which increases the duration of chems by another 50%. The rejuvenated perk card is often overlooked, but is very powerful as it increases your action point regeneration as if you had 2 points in the Action Boy perk cards, and increases your hit points. We'll have 5 points in Charisma. Field Surgeon will make us more durable in PvP, while Suppressor will decrease our opponent's DPS. We have 3 points in Intelligence for a maxed batteries included. Almost everyone in PvP uses very strong legacy energy weapons that have explosive bullets, and for that reason, you'll be carrying a lot of ammo for them. We have 11 points in Agility, 3 points for Action Boy, 3 points for Evasive to avoid damage more often, and we use Adrenaline and Covert Operative for added DPS. When it comes to luck, we have 11 points. Like any build, you'll want Class Freak and Starch Genes to keep and augment our mutations, Bloody Mess for more damage, and Serendipity for more tankiness. There are very small differences when it comes to PvP. You don't necessarily need to change them out. Asianspy likes to be an instigator and attack people or take over workshops, and will stay in his PvP build throughout his entire playtime. You can switch out Concentrated Fire for Refractor to increase your energy resistance, once again because a lot of people use energy weapons in PvP. We can also put in the Perception Longshot perk card so that we can have less damage drop-off due to distance. One of the strengths to a Junkie build is that your armor is more flexible and you can equip whatever you like. Asianspy recommends heavy leather for your limbs because they provide a bonus to energy resistance, once again helping you be more durable during PvP. When it comes to legendary traded armor, he'll have 2 sets of gear, one specifically for PvE and one for PvP. His PvP gear will consist of Sentinel and Assassin traits, which will decrease the amount of damage he takes while standing still, jumping straight in the air, and from other players. While his PvE gear is more flexible, he enjoys employing Vanguard gear, which will give him a boost in resistances while at full health, which will be much more often. He uses an insulated backpack once again for energy resistance. So that concludes today's video. I hope it helps you increase your DPS significantly and to have a great time. Big thanks again to my friend Asianspy. FYI, he has a very big Discord channel where you can find great veteran players to play with and chat with. Check the description below for a link. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on Fallout 76, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.